Hello everyone, today we have new video review and this time we're gonna check fresh release from Modelcollect. Of course it is molded in 1/72 scale and as you can see it copies E-50 medium tank with 88 gun. But straight away you can notice that color of the box is different from what we saw before. It is black and we have this small sign in the corner that it's master level and it's limited edition. And it is actually an interior kit, so we have full interior in 1/72 scale tank, which should be quite small like this. And as you can see, box size is comparatively the same as we saw in the previous releases. We have the same information on the sides, so it's quite interesting how all parts fit inside this small typical box. This is a top opening box, and as you can see, all sprues are packed into separate plastic bags. Some of them are not packed. These are new parts, obviously, that's why they're packed separately, while this set is a typical for E-50 kits from Modelcollect, and we will start with these sprues. Just give me a second. Okay, so straight on the top we have frame with engine parts. This one is typical for all German tanks, recent releases from Modelcollect, so nothing surprising here, and I think some of you who already built those German Panzers should be familiar with those parts, and still it is nice bonus to have in 1/72 scale. Even some 35 scale releases don't feature such addition to their models. Then we have two absolutely identical frames. I will show you only one, of course, because here we have suspension parts, drive sprocket which should be assembled out of two halves. Here we have exhaust cover. Everything is molded nicely, and with careful painting you will get a really nice result. I can even zoom in so that you can see how road wheels are molded and their external features, how detailed they are. Next, we have again set of two absolutely identical frames. I will show you once again only one. Here we have E75 and E55 tracks. These are plastic parts, not vinyl tracks, and that's quite a nice addition to have in 72nd scale, so that you'll be able to weather them and paint without any extra problems, and of course they should be easier to fit on the suspension parts. Next we have small frame with rear armor wall and main gun counterbalance. Obviously this part won't be used because turret interior will be copied as well, and this one of course will be installed on the lower hull part. And last but not the least is this one with external elements like side skirts, engine bay cover, some tools, and for example here we have towing cables which are molded as one-piece parts. Next we have new frames. New frames are actually dedicated to interior parts, as I said before. For example, here we have floor for the main area which is molded together with driver's seat. Here we have the transmission part, and I guess engine will be placed right on the top. Some of the suspension elements, this is a steering wheel, and some of the additional equipment which should be placed inside of this tank. I can zoom in so that you can see the small elements. They look quite nice, and I wonder how fitment will be easy to combine these parts together. Next we have another interior sprue. This one is solely dedicated to ammo for the main gun. As you can see, each holder is pre-molded together with several rounds, so we won't have to attach them separately, and that's quite a nice solution for 72nd scale, because those parts, as you can see, are really small and you won't have to waste your time with them. Another sprue. Here we have turret parts. This is a lower part, lower plate. This one won't be used because it's for bigger E75 turret, and here we have internal parts for the main gun. Next we have lower hull half, which is quite familiar for all of you who already seen reviews of the German tanks from Modelcollect. As I said before, we have separate suspension parts, we have separate rear armor wall, so it should be quite an easy assembly. You just add them and you have a, let's say, ready part for the painting and weathering. Next we have separate frame with turret parts. Here we have also top hull part, And note that all hatches on the turret are molded separately, while on the hull they are pre-molded, so you won't be able to open them, and they will be shot on the final model. Inside there are no position points, just you have to remove these tabs, because obviously they won't be used in the build. And the last sprue, the last grey plastic sprue, is dedicated to side skirts once again. Also here we have the front glacis plate, new turret parts, counterbalance, main gun mask, and all those parts will be combined for this small tank. Obviously some of the turret parts won't be used in today's version, and they will go into your spare parts. Then we have separate plastic bag with those nice figurines, and they're really nice, especially when you consider their size and scale. And I think some modelers will appreciate that Chinese manufacturer decided to include whole tank team as an out-of-the-box package. So in total there are 6 figurines. I'll zoom in so that you can see them closer. And as you can see, detailing is really decent. I mean, just to remind you, they are smaller than my fingertip, so it's quite nice to have such addition to the kit. And again, I will repeat myself that even some 135 scale kits don't have such addition in their package, so it's a definite advantage. Then we have separate plastic bag with metal extras. Here we have traditional PE parts and metal barrels, so those should come handy for external detailing, of course. And here is a metal thread for different meshes on the engine bay, and here we have the other one for the target side, and this is a metal barrel. Let's zoom in so that you can see it closer. Those parts should be easy to work with, just make sure that you won't lose any of them, because some of them, as you can see, are really tiny, and moreover some of those will have to be bent in order to be installed on the vehicle. And next plastic bag is dedicated to decal sheet. This one is quite generic for German Panzers from Modelcollect, so nothing special here. At least we have full number registry, so that you can replicate some additional marking option on your build. Then we have assembly manual, which is printed in form of the small brochure. Inside we have straight away the short history note. Then there is a parts map, and assembly process starts from the turret, as you can see. Then we assemble top hull part, lower hull part, and in total you will have to perform 19 steps. And here we have 2 marking options which are included into this kit. Next we have new thread, which is typical, or let's say exclusive only for interior kits of German tanks from Modelcollect. And as you can see here, we have some extra parts for internal and external detailing. While those small rounds will go onto the ammo for the main gun, those parts will go for the side skirts. So if you would like to have more up to scale detailing on your small tank, you would use those parts on your model. So that's all for this video review. I hope you enjoyed it. As usual, don't forget to read full review article here in the video description below. There should be links, so just click it and read it. And of course there will be detailed photos of those components. And if you want to help us, press the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I will see you in the next video review. Bye!